Good afternoon, ladies and gents. In between the rain here in the glorious Scottish summer islands, thought I'd do a little video. Here's the midges out now. I can actually see them. There's loads of them. So this might be a short-lived video. In the process of renewing my bike insurance, and I was waiting because I'd notified them about the crash protectors. Got charged £32 to notify them in February that I'd put something on that would prevent the bike getting damaged in the event of a slide, and they charge you for that. You know, it's a bit clown world really. Now the other things that I've been doing with the bike, I've just finished refitting them today because I had them off. The GW250 front mudguard and the belly pan that I'd improvised for it, and I hadn't notified them of that, you know, and I knew that I had to do it at some point, so I haven't had them on the bike. I've been running around with all the stock parts, and I was expecting to have to do this on the 11th or whatever it is of July when my insurance changes. But I phoned them today and they were like, no, we can put that on now. You're in a kind of like a transition period. So my original quote was £78 for the insurance for the year. They then got that wrong because I'd gone through Go Compare last year. Go Compare had put in details that I had 5 years riding experience. Now I returned to motorcycling last July, so clearly that wasn't the case. So I notified them of that, and they were like, oh, that's just an autofill thing. And I thought, my God, but if I'd been in an accident, I bet they would have pulled me up and said, well, you should have noticed that. So that was cleared up. So my insurance quote went from 78 to 88. I then informed them about the what do you call it? The mudguard and the belly pan, and that doesn't seem to affect it whatsoever, so they're happy with that. And then being honest, I said, you know, I have heard, and I'd heard this, I just found this out recently, that the whole thing with the 14 tooth and the 15 tooth front sprocket on the bike, if you change that, you're effectively changing the gearing. Now, it makes the bike slower acceleration, it makes the fuel economy better, which in this current day and age is a good thing, and it makes the speedo more accurate. But in doing that, it took the quote from 88 to £198. So I said, sod that, I'm not doing that. So I'll be happy to go back. I'll take it back to what it was. I'll take it back to the 14 tooth. Unfortunately, I mean, I've got them out here. The spares that are future proofed. I bought a new, that's the correct size, 46 for the back, a new chain. And I had bought two of these from AliExpress because you don't know when they might not be available, 215 tooth. But that's the original 14, and that's going back on. So I've lost 15 kilos since last November, the end of November. I'm now 73 kilos, 5'7", and yeah, the bike's going to go like stink now, but I don't know what it's going to be like at the top end. It'll probably rev out. So I thought I would run a little video at the moment because I'm back to square one. I've got the brake locked off, and here we go. It's in neutral. I don't know if this is going to pick up, but I've got to get this sprocket off. So I've got to remove the speedo drive thingy-majigger, and I'll be back in part 2. So part 2. Well, I couldn't figure out how to hold the camera in the right place, but the nut is off. So it's just going to be a case of sliding this off, popping the sprocket off, putting the 14 tooth in. I'm going small this time, so I don't need to tinker with the back end yet. Get it in, get the speed sensor mounted again and the cover. 120 Newton meters, 23 for the speed sensor drive nut, and 10 Newton meters for all the other bolts that go on. So all going to be torqued down to proper specification. So that's all good. I'm going to get that put back together. But yeah, it's kind of annoying, isn't it? You know, the bike was running really nice, and for my weight and everything like that, it was good. It didn't make any difference. It actually made the top speed slower, to be honest, because on 14 teeth, it revs out. It seriously revs out. So it's great for the sort of B roads and back roads, but if you want to go any distance, it just makes it a little bit unfriendly. You know, it's just not ideal. So I'm going to see how I get on with it. I might as well talk about a couple other things that I put on. There's nothing really new to report. I've got a couple of little thingy-majiggers. I bought a thing at the front here, which is my GoPro mount for on there, because I was getting such grief with my helmet. It was making my helmet tip and all kinds of stuff. Horrible thing. And for security, I've bought an Abus Granite Serious Victory, and I've got a little micro Oxford. It can be used for my e-mountain bike, actually. It's part of the reason I got it. I got that on AliExpress, and you can see it. That's them cool covers. They keep popping up on Facebook and things like that, and they're wanting, like, you know, ridiculous money for them. They're 60 quid. I got that for £7, and it works a treat because it comes from the same company, I think. This Q bag, absolute godsend. Put all my little stuff in it for the day. Don't have to take the top box. My Suzuki hat, my locks, a midgie net, of course, because you're in the Highlands. You don't want to break down without a midgie net, I'm telling you. Mark my words. So, that's it. I'm really glad I bought that impact gun, to be honest. I've had to do so much work on the car that I've got issues with the wheels and TPMS sensors leaking, and having to basically take the wheels on and off, clean up the wheels, paint them, get the tyres remounted, all that kind of palaver. And that thing has been an absolute godsend. It just makes life so much easier. And that was quite difficult to get off, like the original one. I deleted that video because there's no point in having it up there now. I'm not going to be responsible for someone else getting into some kind of bother for having a 15-tooth sprocket. As I say, all these modifications, it's amazing what the insurers want to know. They want to know the ins and outs of everything. But I guarantee you, like, the event of a claim, they'll be doing everything that they can to not pay out. It's just the way it is. It's the way of life. Anyway, I'll get back with a more positive sounding video hopefully in the future, but this is today's job. I didn't expect to have to do it, to be honest. Bit miffed, because as I say, I thought that it made the first 4 gears that I use a lot around here in the backcountry roads that are nice and bendy and twisty, I thought it made it just that little bit more easy to ride. Easy, just it still pulled like a train for all the little horsepower and torque it's got. And out on the open road, it just didn't seem to be revving its nuts off. But I'm going to be really keen to see how quick it is now that I'm a bit lighter, because I've already shaved that amount of weight off from the exhaust and everything like that. I said that in other videos. I've lost 15 kilo off of that and 15 off myself. So there's 30 kilo net weight reduction from where I was last October before I fitted the pipes. So I'll leave it at that. So that's the sprocket back on, the original black. The other one's got the red thing there, as you saw. A lot smaller. Chain's obviously going to need to be tightened up. It's okay. Just got a couple of wee things to go on. Just double checking that everything's torqued right, which it is. So onwards and up.